Hello again everyone, Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about Chiron Sextile or Trine Saturn in a natal horoscope. As most of you know, Chiron is associated with the wounded healer. It is an area in our charts that we often emphasize or accentuate strongly with others, but we may have difficulty in helping ourselves in this area. And a lot of times I believe this is attributed to overcompensation, often due to the fact that we're expending so much time and energy helping others in this regard that we often neglect ourselves to some degree. Chiron is seen as a planetoid or asteroid by most. As far as its impact on a horoscope, I look at it like a generational planet. I believe it bears a lot more significance by house placement as opposed to the sign that it resides in. So as far as the impact goes, it's a lot stronger by the house placement in my opinion for that reason. Chiron traverses a sign on average for about 4 to 5 years, so that's the reason why I look at Chiron by house placement a lot stronger than by the sign that it resides in, though the sign it resides in can flavor the house placement a little bit anyway. Well, anyway, people, first thing I'll look at, if somebody has Chiron Sextile or Trine Saturn in their natal horoscope, it could indicate somebody that could show a lot of discipline and responsibility toward matters pertaining to their health. They often have acute understanding or conception or idea of their own health problems and be able to find, I guess you could say, if they're like, I guess not literal wounds necessarily, but any figuratively speaking, any wounds that are received health-wise, they often can figure out the right doctor or the right place to go to have that, I guess you could say, as far as taking care of these matters. Now, this could be somebody, if this person has any kind of wounds associated with the father or that dominant parent or fatherly image, they usually have the ability to reconcile with this person and fix those wounds. If the father has any wounds himself, emotional wounds, this person often can show good understanding and use their wisdom to help this person out. Now, this could be somebody that can help others very strongly using profound wisdom, their understanding just in general, maybe even take a fatherly image to some people and be kind of a mentor. They could help others perhaps with any kind of wounds that he or she may have received in their life, any problems in connection with authority, supervisors, a father or fatherly image. This could a lot of this can depend on, if we look at the house placements of the aspects. Now, let's take somebody. Let's take someone, for example, that has Chiron in the 6th house. And let's say we take Saturn in the 8th house. Now, Chiron in the 6th house may experience some kind of emotional wounds pertaining or maybe even physical regard, because this is the house of health, maybe matters pertaining to their health, to their job, employment, service to others. Now, what this person can do is, now the 8th house is connected with we could look at it as a house connected with astrology, the occult, supernatural psychology. By taking maybe this person could be, Saturn in the 8th is not, or Saturn in general is not always bad. Saturn can often show discipline in certain areas and can be very, I look at Saturn as kind of methodical. Now, Saturn in the 8th could give somebody, maybe somebody that may have worked maybe in matters in connection with 8th house matters, perhaps through psychology, perhaps through an understanding of astrology. maybe they can take these matters and understand and impart this knowledge with themselves and heal possible wounds that are associated with as far as their work life goes. Now, also, the 8th house is connected with transformation and regeneration. This could be a person that is, despite maybe might have experienced restrictions in this area, but it could also be a person that has worked maybe diligently in this particular area or laboriously in connection with trying to make that change and transformation, and by doing so may be able to fix any possible wounds that they may have or had in connection with their work, a service, or their health matters for that matter. So it's really it's about blending the house placements. And now we take another example. Let's say we take let's take Saturn in the 12th house, making, let's say, a sextile to Chiron in the 2nd house. Now, Chiron in the 2nd house, this person may experience some kind of emotional wounds or trauma in connection with income generated, maybe their values, self-esteem issue. But by perhaps finding that outlet in the 12th house is about seclusion and solitude, maybe laborious work and seclusion, this person may be able to find maybe help matters in connection with money. This person might decide to work hard in seclusion and maybe do some kind of work with this, or something. Even the 12th house could be like the metaphysical house. This could be something with astrology, and be able to maybe help the wounds that are connected with the 2nd house issues, such as maybe things that are associated with their income generated, monetary issues, possessions. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for Chiron Sextile Trine Saturn in a natal horoscope. Stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about Chiron in major adverse aspect to Saturn in a natal chart. 2 things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone. Because a person astrologically is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.